What if the key to understanding your soul lives inside every cell of your body? What if the bridge between matter and consciousness, between flesh and spirit, isn't somewhere out there in the cosmos, but right here in the microscopic powerhouses called mitochondria? For over a century, we've known mitochondria as the energy factories of our cells, tiny bean-shaped organelles that convert the food we eat into the fuel our bodies need. But there's something strange about them, something that sets them apart from everything else in our biology. Mitochondria have their own DNA, separate from the genetic code in our cell nucleus. They reproduce independently. They carry traces of an ancient life, descendants of bacteria that merged with our ancestors billions of years ago in a dramatic evolutionary marriage. They came with a gift, the ability to convert matter into usable energy, to turn chemistry into motion, thought, and sensation. Energy. That word appears in both the language of biology and the language of spirituality. Imagine each mitochondrion as a tiny hearth, burning the fuel of food into the warmth of life. Imagine millions of these hearths humming inside you, sustaining movement, memory, heartbeats, and the subtle pulse of awareness. This dual identity, biochemical engine and metaphorical hearth, makes mitochondria rare and fascinating. Could such an organelle be more than just a machine? Could it be a junction where the measurable and the mysterious touch? In physics, energy is the capacity to do work, to create change. In spiritual traditions, energy is the fundamental substance of existence itself, vibration, frequency, the pulse of life. Could these two ways of speaking describe the same thing from different angles? Let's go deeper into the cellular machinery to find out. Inside each mitochondrion, a remarkable process unfolds. Nutrients, sugars, fats, proteins are broken down through a cascade of reactions collectively known as cellular respiration. Electrons are shuffled along protein complexes embedded in the inner mitochondrial membrane. As they move, they create a charge difference across that membrane. That gradient is harnessed to make ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the molecular currency that powers muscle contraction, nerve firing, and biochemical synthesis. Think of ATP like charged batteries distributed to every part of the cell, to the synapse that fires a memory, to the muscle fiber that lifts an arm, to the immune cell that launches a defense. At the same time, energy in physics is described as oscillation, frequency. Every transfer of charge has associated electromagnetic and vibrational characteristics. When thousands of mitochondria in a tissue ramp up production, the collective biochemical activity produces measurable thermal, electrical, and vibrational signatures. In this sense, energy production is both chemical and vibratory, an interplay that invites comparisons between scientific and spiritual vocabularies. Quantum coherence in warm, wet biological systems, once a fringe idea, is now part of serious inquiry. What does it mean that quantum effects might survive inside cells? It means that at the heart of our cellular energy production, the strange rules of quantum mechanics may be at work. Superposition, tunneling, coherence. Electrons and excitations can behave as waves and retain phase relationships long enough to influence efficiency. Researchers studying photosynthesis, bird navigation, and now mitochondrial processes have found hints that quantum strategies may make biological energy transfer more efficient than classical models predict. Picture an electron choosing paths simultaneously, taking the route that best preserves energy flow. That style of optimization suggests a level of subtle coordination inside life's chemistry. Now, bring that back to us. Mitochondria operate at the intersection of the classical world we perceive and the quantum realm we barely understand. They transform the food of Earth into the energy of life through processes that blur the line between particle and wave. When quantum processes tune energy transfers, the living cell becomes a dynamic landscape of probabilities collapsing into action. So, where do emotions come in? We feel emotions as bodily states: acceleration, constriction, warmth, cold. These are organized biochemical and bioelectrical responses. If some of that organization depends on coherent, efficient quantum-level transfers, then emotions may not be only psychological labels. They could be emergent properties of finely tuned energetic systems rooted in mitochondria. When you experience intense anger, your body demands more energy. Your mitochondria ramp up ATP production. Heart rate climbs, adrenaline surges, muscles prime for action. You feel powerful, sharp, ready to move obstacles, sometimes literally moving mountains. At the cellular scale, this is a spike in metabolic throughput, faster respiration, greater electron flow, increased heat and electrical activity. But this high-frequency state is not simply stronger, it is more chaotic. Rapid mitochondrial firing can introduce oxidative stress, transient imbalances, and biochemical byproducts that must be buffered. What if this surge also creates a distinctive energetic signature, an oscillatory pattern that extends beyond local tissues? In physics, anything with energy has frequency. Frequencies can resonate, synchronize, or interfere. A sudden, intense pattern of cellular activity might produce bioelectrical fields that affect nearby cells and, in principle, interact with larger fields of information. If consciousness operates through networks of dynamic energy, then high-frequency emotional states could temporarily align those networks with modes of force and change. That alignment can be powerful and useful, but because it is impulsive and noisy, it is difficult to sustain and calibrate. The challenge becomes learning how to direct such potent energy without damaging the machinery that produces it. Now, sorrow, the opposite energy signature. Grief and deep sadness slow the body. Mitochondrial activity shifts. ATP demand falls. Metabolic rates drop, and movement feels like wading through heavy water. You become slow, inward, reflective. This is often experienced as lethargy, but it can also be fertile ground. In the stillness that sorrow creates, there is space for different kinds of processing: repair, integration, and meaning-making. When the body's frantic outward energy subsides, cognitive and emotional systems may reconfigure, allowing access to different memory patterns or subtler impressions. Mystics and meditators describe similar states. In quietude, insights surface that were drowned by everyday noise. Consider memory and emotion as a shared language between soma and spirit. Emotional peaks and valleys tag experiences with intensity, making certain moments more retrievable, more resonant. If mitochondria modulate those tags by shaping energetic tone, they could influence which patterns are highlighted for integration. So sorrow, while heavy, can function as a clarifying frequency, slowing outward motion, to allow inner reconnection, reflection, and potential transformation. Think about the moment between breaths, the pause between heartbeats, the stillness before sleep. These are the moments when many people report feeling most connected to something beyond themselves. And these are moments of reduced mitochondrial demand, of quieter cellular energy. Perhaps mitochondria are like tuning forks embedded throughout our tissues. In the high-frequency state of anger or excitement, they resonate with a mode of force and action. In the low-frequency state of sorrow or meditation, they resonate with a mode of integration and insight. But there's an even deeper layer. Mitochondria are unique occupants in our cells, organelles that carry an independent genetic lineage that once chose symbiosis over solitude. Their evolutionary story is a story of cooperation, sacrifice, and integration. That story mirrors spiritual themes: individuality joining a greater whole, the personal contributing to the collective, and the inner flames of many becoming the sustained warmth of life. The metaphor is powerful, but the biological reality is also clear. Mitochondria mediate energy, and energy is the medium through which both physiology and subjective experience express themselves. So can mitochondria be the center of the bridge between the physical and the spiritual? They might be one critical node among many, a place where chemistry, vibration, and information converge. Practically, this suggests that cultivating awareness of bodily states, regulating breath and movement, and tending metabolic health are not only physical practices, but also ways of tuning the possible interfaces of meaning and awareness. If emotions are the common language, mitochondrial activity is one of the translation mechanisms. High and low frequencies, acceleration and stillness, broadcast and reception. These dynamics may underlie how we interact with the universe, our deeper selves, and perhaps the divine. The picture is tentative and poetic, but it opens paths for exploration: scientific, experiential, and spiritual. One can explore practical experiments for oneself. You can try breathwork, contemplative practices, and lifestyle choices that influence mitochondrial tone and maybe, just maybe, help you listen to the bridge within.